LPBW, Amy Roloff and Chris Marek open up about adjusting to newlywed life. Hello viewers, I am Alana, welcome back to my channel. USA Daily History for Roloff family latest news update. Please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. When Amy Roloff, one of the most beloved stars of Little People, Big World, married Chris Marek, fans were thrilled to see her find love again after decades in the public eye. Their September 2021 wedding, held on the iconic Roloff farms, was a beautiful testament to new beginnings. But what happens after the "I do"? For Amy and Chris, adjusting to newlywed life has been both rewarding and, at times, surprisingly challenging. In a candid series of interviews and social media updates, Amy and Chris have pulled back the curtain on their day-to-day reality as husband and wife. From blending lives and households to navigating family dynamics with Amy's ex, Matt Roloff, their journey reflects not just the joys of marriage but the real-life complexities that come with it, especially when you're living that journey in front of millions of devoted viewers. This article explores the ups and downs, sweet moments, and honest confessions from Amy and Chris as they settle into their new normal. Fans will discover why this next chapter of their story feels more relatable than ever before. For Amy, marrying Chris was more than just saying yes to a new partner, it was about embracing hope after heartbreak. In interviews, Amy has described how she never imagined she'd find herself walking down the aisle again after her divorce from Matt in 2016. After decades of marriage, the split shook the entire Roloff family and left fans divided on what went wrong. "When Chris came into my life, I felt seen in a way I hadn't for a long time," Amy once shared during an episode of LPBW. She credits Chris for his patience and genuine interest in her world, a stark contrast to the tumultuous final years of her previous marriage. But with second marriages come unique fears and insecurities. Amy admitted in her memoir, A Little Me, that she carried a lot of self-doubt about whether she could open her heart again. The fact that Chris was not part of the showbiz life before meeting her added both comfort and a learning curve. Fans have watched Chris adapt to the cameras while maintaining his easygoing, private nature, something that seems to balance Amy's outgoing spirit beautifully. Chris Marek, a real estate agent by profession, has often been praised by fans for his calming presence and genuine affection for Amy. But stepping into a family as well known as the Roloffs brought its own challenges. Not only did Chris become a husband, but he also became a stepdad, a co-star, and a confidant in the middle of lingering family tension. "I didn't go into this expecting to be on a TV show," Chris said in a past season of LPBW. "But I love Amy, and this is her life. I've learned to roll with it." For Chris, adjusting to newlywed life wasn't just about learning Amy's routines or sharing closet space. It also meant navigating the shadow of Amy's history with Matt, the ongoing conversations about the farm, and fan scrutiny on social media. Despite these hurdles, Chris seems to be thriving in his new role. Viewers have loved seeing him support Amy's ventures, whether it's taste testing her recipes for Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen or cheering her on during charity events. His willingness to participate but stay grounded is, many fans say, exactly what Amy needs. After their wedding, Amy and Chris made the choice to settle into a home together off Roloff Farms property. This move marked a significant shift for Amy, who spent decades living at the farm, raising 4 kids, and building memories that will forever be tied to her family's legacy. In interviews, Amy has shared how hard it was to let go of the farm. But creating a new shared space with Chris felt like the right move to honor their fresh start. "Combining our things was hilarious at first," Amy laughed in a live Q&A with fans. "You don't realize how much stuff you accumulate until you have to merge it with someone else's." From decor disagreements to finding routines that worked for both of them, Amy and Chris admit they're still learning. Chris, a fan of tidy spaces and practical layouts, jokes that Amy's love for a million keepsakes keeps him on his toes. They've shared sweet behind-the-scenes glimpses of furniture shopping, kitchen renovations, and cozy nights, in reminding viewers that no matter how public their life is, it's the private moments that matter most. One thing Amy and Chris have made a priority? Keeping their spark alive. For them, regular date nights and mini-adventures are essential to staying connected. Amy frequently posts about their just because outings, trying new restaurants, enjoying live music, or sneaking away for weekend road trips. Fans adore these candid snapshots, as they reveal a side of Amy that feels carefree and truly content. In one memorable Instagram post, Amy shared a photo of Chris surprising her with a backyard picnic. "It's the little things that remind me how lucky I am," she wrote. These gestures may seem small, but they hold big meaning for a couple who know the value of intentional time together. Travel has also become a big part of their newlywed adventures. From road tripping along the Oregon coast to visiting family out of state, they relish exploring new places hand in hand. For Amy, who's often tied to her business and filming schedule, these trips offer a chance to unplug. Of course, life for Amy and Chris isn't just romantic getaways and cozy nights in. They've been candid about the complexities of navigating family dynamics, especially where Matt Roloff and the farm are concerned. One ongoing challenge? Blending holiday traditions with their adult children while respecting everyone's boundaries. Amy has spoken about how important it is for her to maintain close ties with Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob. But balancing that with Chris's needs and the inevitable interactions with Matt can be tricky. Fans will remember moments when tensions flared between Amy and Matt over the farm's future. Chris, often the peacemaker, has worked to keep things civil, though he doesn't shy away from voicing his perspective when needed. Viewers appreciate that he supports Amy's feelings while encouraging practical solutions. Despite the awkwardness, both Amy and Chris have made it clear they want to create a family culture that feels respectful and loving. Shared birthdays, grandkid sleepovers, and blended family BBQs show they're committed to making it work. After decades on LPBW, Amy is a pro at reality TV, but for Chris, the adjustment took time. He once admitted he was hesitant about appearing on the show, fearing it might change the authenticity of their relationship. "I didn't want to be a character," Chris said. "But over time, I realized fans really just want to see the real us." Together, they've found a balance, showing enough of their life to keep fans engaged while holding sacred the moments that are just for them. Whether it's unplugging during private dinners or limiting filming during stressful conversations, they've learned to protect their marriage first. Like all things LPBW, Amy and Chris's marriage has sparked plenty of opinions online. Many fans cheer them on, delighted to see Amy thriving with someone who treats her with respect. Others remain skeptical, especially given the lingering family drama and debates over the farm's future. Despite the chatter, Amy rarely lets negativity cloud her outlook. She's shared that she reads fan comments but tries not to dwell on critics. Instead, she focuses on gratitude for her health, her kids, her grandkids, and the new life she's building with Chris. In interviews, Amy and Chris often share words of wisdom for other couples starting over later in life. Their top advice? Talk about everything, don't take yourselves too seriously, and remember that love evolves. Patience is key, Amy said in a recent live stream. "We're both learning, even now. We've had moments where we just need to pause, breathe, and figure it out together." Chris adds that laughter has been their secret weapon. Whether it's dancing in the kitchen or teasing each other over small quirks, they don't let everyday stress rob them of their joy. So, what does the future hold for the LPBW newlyweds? Amy has hinted that more travel, more family time, and more adventures are on the horizon. She continues to grow her baking business, engage with fans, and explore new hobbies alongside Chris. As for more reality TV, that's still up in the air. With the show's recent format shifts, it's unclear how much more of their story will appear on screen. But one thing's certain. Fans are rooting for Amy and Chris to keep thriving, no matter where life takes them. Amy Roloff and Chris Marek's first years of marriage are proof that love can bloom at any age, that family ties can stretch and bend, and that life after, happily ever after, is really about the everyday choices two people make to show up for each other. From blended family dinners to unexpected detours, their journey is messy, real, and above all heartfelt. For long-time LPBW fans, watching Amy and Chris navigate newlywed life reminds us that it's never too late to start again, to grow, and to choose joy. Here's to the next chapter in Amy and Chris's story, one that's still unfolding, one laugh, one adventure, and one homemade meal at a time. LPBW. Newlyweds Amy Roloff and Chris Marek confirm Matt Roloff was not given last-minute wedding invitation. When Little People, Big World fans first learned that Amy Roloff and Chris Marek were tying the knot, the buzz was electric. After years of watching Amy navigate life after her divorce from Matt Roloff, many longtime viewers felt invested in seeing her find happiness again. Yet, beneath the excitement, there was a question that wouldn't go away. Would Matt Roloff, Amy's ex-husband and father of her children, be invited to the wedding? In a family as tight-knit yet tumultuous as the Roloffs, these details matter. Now, Amy and Chris have finally spoken up, confirming what fans suspected. Matt did not receive a last-minute invitation. Why did this decision stir so much debate? To understand the depth of this revelation, we have to revisit the Roloff family's past, the drama that unfolded on the farm, and the complex web of relationships that Little People, Big World has documented for nearly 2 decades. Amy and Matt's love story began like something out of a storybook, two people with dwarfism finding one another in a world that often misunderstands them. They married in 1987, built Roloff farms together, and welcomed 4 children, twins Zach and Jeremy, daughter Molly, and youngest son Jacob. For years, the couple presented a united front as they ran the farm and filmed the TLC series. But behind the scenes, fractures formed, differing visions for their future, contrasting personalities, and the pressures of fame chipped away at their bond. Their 2015 split shocked fans but wasn't entirely surprising. The divorce was finalized in 2016, and Amy, determined to start anew, sold her share of Roloff Farms to Matt and bought her own house. Enter Chris Marek, a real estate agent who helped Amy buy her post-divorce home. Their business relationship turned into a friendship, and soon, something more. Fans fell in love with Amy and Chris's sweet, steady romance. He was calm where Matt was fiery, supportive where Amy once felt unheard. After a picturesque proposal, the couple began planning their wedding, but where to have it? Ironically, the place that represented so many family memories, Roloff Farms, became the logical choice. Chris and Amy decided they wanted to say, "I do," where so much of Amy's life unfolded. Holding the wedding at Roloff Farms came with its own tangle of challenges. Matt, as the farm's owner, naturally had a say. He offered up the space and helped prepare it for the big day. Some fans speculated that his involvement might signal a possible invitation to the event itself. However, Amy made it clear in interviews that while Matt's logistical help was appreciated, their relationship was purely co-parental and businesslike. She drew boundaries that would become more apparent when the final guest list was confirmed. In a recent interview, Amy and Chris confirmed that Matt was not extended a last-minute invitation to their August 28th wedding. Chris explained that they wanted the day to be about celebrating their love, without any unnecessary tension. Amy agreed, adding that while she and Matt can coexist for family events, their wedding day wasn't the time for an awkward reunion. "We've moved on," she said simply. "I wish him well, but this day was about me and Chris." News of Matt's non-invitation sent the LPBW fandom into a frenzy. Social media exploded with hot takes. Some fans applauded Amy for setting clear boundaries. After all, why invite an ex to your wedding, especially when the breakup was so public and painful? Others argued that Matt's exclusion was petty, pointing out that he'd helped ready the farm for the ceremony. Some even felt bad for Matt's fiancée, Karen Chandler, who was indirectly affected by the decision. "I think Amy did what she needed to do for her peace of mind," one fan wrote on Reddit. "It was her day, her new beginning." Another chimed in, "I don't care what anyone says. I think Matt should have been invited. It was on his property." That's just awkward. At the heart of this drama is a question of boundaries, something Amy has fought to protect since her split from Matt. For years, fans watched her struggle to find her voice as Matt continued to run the farm with an iron grip. Inviting Matt to the wedding would have blurred lines that Amy has worked hard to keep clear. And despite Roloff Farms being the venue, the wedding was, above all, about Amy starting fresh. Chris, for his part, has often been praised for respecting Amy's history, but never letting it overshadow their relationship. He never pushed for a Roloff family kumbaya moment that would overshadow the true meaning of their vows. Of course, the Roloff kids were there to support their mum. Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob all played a part in the ceremony. Zach even offered a heartfelt toast that had guests tearing up. Sources say the family dynamic was loving and supportive, a stark contrast to the rumored tensions that have plagued the Roloff clan in recent years. The absence of Matt and Karen may have made the day more comfortable for Amy and her kids. Matt and Karen Chandler, his longtime girlfriend, have faced their own share of fan scrutiny. Many fans believe Karen was too close to the Roloff family before the divorce was final, a topic Amy herself touched on in her memoir, A Little Me. The wedding snub only adds another layer to the delicate relationship between Amy and Karen. Though they've shared the same events for grandkids' birthdays and holidays, they are far from close. In recent months, Matt and Karen have hinted at engagement plans of their own. Some fans wonder if their wedding will be equally complicated. Will Amy get an invite? Will the kids come? Will Roloff Farms once again be the backdrop for Amy? The wedding day was a symbol of survival and renewal. She's spoken openly about how hard it was to find herself after the divorce. To walk down the aisle again, surrounded by her children, on land where so much history unfolded, was deeply meaningful. In photos from the day, Amy beams in her custom wedding gown. Chris stands beside her, beaming just as brightly. The sun sets over Roloff Farms, the fields aglow. For a moment, the years of drama and heartbreak seem far away. Life goes on at Roloff Farms, and the family's story keeps evolving. Zach and Tori are busy raising their children and expanding their own homestead. Jeremy and Audrey are pursuing life away from the show, though they remain close to the land they grew up on. Jacob and Isabel welcomed their first child, Mateo, bringing a new generation of Roloffs into the world. And Matt continues to manage the farm, hinting that he may pass it on someday, though exactly how that will play out remains a point of contention. In many ways, the story of Amy and Chris's wedding and Matt's lack of invitation symbolizes the larger Roloff saga. It's about letting go, moving forward, and finding new ways to coexist. Some wounds may never fully heal, but the Roloffs remain, at their core, a family. They gather for birthdays, holidays, and milestones. They share grandkids. And for better or worse, they share a legacy built on a patch of Oregon farmland that has become almost mythical to millions of viewers. As Little People, Big World faces questions about its future, this moment may well become one of its defining final chapters. Fans remain hungry for updates, speculation runs rampant about possible spin-offs, and Amy and Chris are embracing life as newlyweds, grateful for the chance to write a new chapter on their own terms. For now, the newlyweds are focused on travel, quality time with family, and building a life together, one free from the shadow of past heartbreak. Amy Roloff's choice not to invite Matt to her wedding was more than just a guest list technicality. It was a declaration of independence, of boundaries respected, of a life redefined on her terms. As fans continue to debate the decision, one truth remains: for Amy and Chris, the day was perfect exactly as they wanted it. And sometimes in a family saga this complicated, that's more than enough. LPBW: Why fans think Amy is secretly separated from Chris. Ever since Little People, Big World, LPBW first aired, the Roloff family has been no stranger to rumors, speculation, and gossip columns. From Matt and Amy's tumultuous divorce to the farm feud that still sparks heated debates online, the Roloffs have kept fans invested for decades. But recently, a new theory has taken root in fan communities, that Amy Roloff and her husband, Chris Marek, are secretly separated, or at least living very separate lives behind the scenes. While neither Amy nor Chris has publicly confirmed any such split, loyal LPBW fans have dissected every social media post, public appearance, and family gathering to piece together what they believe is a hidden rift. Are they reading too much into subtle clues, or is there more to the story than meets the eye? In this deep dive, we'll unpack all the reasons fans think Amy and Chris are on the rocks, what their behavior suggests, and whether there's any truth to the theory that the fairy tale second marriage might be quietly crumbling. Amy Roloff's love story with Chris Marek once seemed like a bright new chapter after her painful split from Matt Roloff. Fans rallied behind Amy when she fell in love with Chris, a charismatic real estate agent who appeared to be a calming, supportive partner. Their 2021 wedding was a major highlight for LPBW viewers. The ceremony, held on Roloff Farms despite the tensions with Matt,